But there's a big difference between, pleasing your flesh and pleasing your spirit. Like there's a huge difference. But our flesh is just that body that we're living in, our human body, our skin. That's all our flesh is, bro. Like our flesh, it wants comfort. It wants to be appealing and look cool to the human eye. It wants to look cool to society. But when you feed your spirit, when you please your spirit, bro, that's leading your purpose. Because your spirit wants purpose. Your spirit wants peace. It wants obedience. It wants discipline. It wants to, live for that higher calling. If you continue to please your flesh every day, if you continue to try to look cool in front of others or, feed into those worldly desires every day, like at some point that's going to lead to destruction. At some point that's going to lead to feeling empty. That's going to lead to always wanting more because you're not fulfilling anything. You're just fulfilling that human body and that flesh that you're living in. But if you continue to, want to please your spirit and want to feed into your spirit, like that's going to lead to everlasting life. That's going to lead to peace. It's going to lead to your purpose being fulfilled, being obedient, being disciplined, like all those things, bro. And when I speak about flesh, bro, like I said, it's that human body that we're living in. It's that the worldly desires that we want to feed into. It's to what society pushes upon us. Like your flesh, it craves that immediate pleasure, like the lust, the laziness, the pride, the greed. Like our flesh wants to live for these worldly things. Our body and our human body tells us to say, do what feels good now. Do what feels good, even if it may be temporary. Go sleep with that girl. Go be greedy for this. Go be greedy for that money. Have a big ego, have pride, be lazy. You don't got to do anything today. You can lay in bed all day. Like, no, bro. Why are we pleasing our flesh? Because it never truly satisfies us. We're always wanting that next step. We always want more. Like I said, it leaves you empty. It always leads you to want that next level. It always leads you to want more. You sleep with one girl, you're going to want to sleep with another one. You lay down for an hour, you're going to be, laying down and being lazy for another hour. You get this amount of money, you're going to be greedy to want more. Like we're pleasing our flesh and there's never an ending to that. You know what I'm saying? We're always going to want more, but our spirit is different, bro. Our spirit is our higher calling. Our spirit is why we were placed on this earth, our discipline, our purpose, our obedience, our peace. Like your spirit wants what's right, not just what's easy, not just what's temporary, not just chasing what feels good now. Your spirit wants to chase something that feels good forever, until you leave this place. Like when you feed your spirit on a daily basis, you're going to grow stronger. You're going to have a clearer mind. You're going to gain mental clarity and you're going to become more aligned with God, the person who placed us here. Like feeding your flesh, bro, in today's day and age, like the big thing is lust. Like you go sleep with this girl, you go sleep with that girl. You never truly feel good after that. You know what I'm saying? You fall into pornography. You fall into objectifying women. Like every time you do that and every time you waste that energy, like I've talked about before, like you don't feel good after that. You'd be like, why did I do this? Why did I go down this path? Why did I make that choice? That's because you're feeding your flesh. But when you do something that feeds your spirit, you feel good about it. Like, you did the right thing. You took the right step. And then on the flip side of that, like the flesh is feeding the ego. Yeah, it might look cool to be with all these women or be with all these people around you. It might look cool to have an ego. It might look cool to have pride, bro. But that's not cool at all. Like you're only destroying yourself in the long run, bro, because pleasing the flesh, it boosts your ego for a moment. Like you might feel good for a moment. You might feel cool for a moment. Like it's only temporary, but it's breaking your soul over time. It's depleting your spirit over time. Like when you please your flesh every single day, there's no way that your spirit is going to build. It's going to be defeated. It's going to break over time. But when you feed your spirit, but you're feeding your soul, because pleasing the spirit, that humbles that ego that you got. It humbles that pride that you got, but it brings you a deep, lasting peace that nothing of this world can give you. Nobody of this world can give you. Only God can. Only feeding into your spirit can. Like feed into your spirit, bro. Do not feed into your flesh. And it's all about control because, having self-control stops you from feeding into your flesh. I just talked about self-control. What was it? Last video, I think it was. Like your flesh says, I run this. Your flesh says I can make whatever decision I want. I can control whatever I want. But when you feed into your spirit, it's about surrendering to God. It's about understanding that God runs this. God has a plan. God is moving the pieces in my life. God is the reason I'm here right now. God is the reason this happened or that happened. Like when you surrender the flesh and you just fully step into your spirit, bro, you make room for growth. You make room for transformation. You make room for that person that you want to become, the person that you're supposed to become, that purpose that you were placed on this earth to fulfill. That opens, you make room for that when you surrender the flesh and you just feed into your spirit. You just lock in with your spirit. You try to please your spirit every single day instead of pleasing your flesh, because the flesh is not going to get you nowhere, bro. Like the flesh, your human body is going to stay on this earth when you're gone. It's not going anywhere. Your spirit is what goes up there or down there. You know what I'm saying? Like your human body is nothing, bro. It's nothing at the end of the day. It's nothing. Like every day you choose who's leading. You got to choose the right choice. You got to lead with your spirit, not your flesh. Because what you feed grows, bro. If you do one thing one time, you're going to start to continuously do it, especially if it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a temporary good feeling or a permanent good feeling, like what you feed into is going to grow. So if you feed into this flesh every single day, if you're sleeping with women every day, if you're lazy every day, if you're greedy every day, if you're having this sense of pride every single day, like that's going to grow. So instead of feeding that flesh, bro, you got to feed your spirit and let your spirit grow. Let your spirit blossom. You know, get that purpose right. Get disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Have that peace and find that peace that you deserve. Because what you feed grows, but what you starve dies. If you starve that flesh, if you stop falling into lust, if you stop falling into laziness, if you stop being greedy, like that's going to die. That's going to go away. You're going to grow and transform into a whole new person. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have, you know, immense amounts of new energy, motivation, inspiration when you stop falling into the worldly desires, when you stop falling into what your flesh wants. Because at the end of the day, everything your flesh wants is only a temporary feeling. Like it's not going to be there forever. It's not. Like you might feel good about doing that one time, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to be laying in your bed thinking about like, why did I do that? Like, why did I fall into that, bro? Because the flesh is only going to give you comfort and pleasure and a good feeling for right now. But the spirit is giving you peace forever. The spirit is giving you something that is going to last forever, for as long as you're here and after you're gone. Like I said, your human body is going to stay here forever. It's not going to go nowhere. So why do you keep feeding into that? Feed into your spirit that has something to do and has somewhere to go after this life is over. Like that temporary pleasure that you want, that temporary feeling that you want is going to cost you your permanent growth. It's going to cost you becoming the person that you want to be and reaching your goals and reaching your dreams. Like that's the biggest thing that a lot of people struggle with now is the battle between the flesh and the spirit, because everybody wants to look cool in the world's eyes. Everybody wants to look cool in society. But like, bro, that's not cool. Like, it's kind of lame if I'm being honest, bro. Like, it's not, bro. When you mature and when you grow into the person that you want to be, or you start to grow into the person you want to be, you realize that a lot of things you used to do were not cool at all. You just did it because it felt good. And that good feeling was only temporary. It might have been an hour, a couple days. Like, it's not forever, bro. Peace through spirit, peace through God, building that relationship with God and starting to live for God is something that's forever. So I'm coming here to tell you today, bro, like it's time to start starving our flesh. It's time to start moving away from our choices that feed into our flesh or that please our flesh. And it's time to feed the spirit. It's time to please our spirit, because that's how you win. That's how you grow. That's how you transform and become the person that you want to be. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 500 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.